So we're going to set up a TradingView strategy with TradeLab here. So the first thing we're going to do is select our TradingView strategy. I've done this by going to indicators. We went into community scripts, and today I'm setting up Johnny's bot, which is done by Wheelcleaf, this guy. So I'm going to set this up for us. So let's go back over. I got Johnny's bot already set up. You can see it here. So the first thing we're going to do is decide like how we want to set up this bot. And what I'm going to do is set up a very basic setup. So this is using TradingView. TradingView has strategies that we can backtest with. And backtesting actually has TradingView simulating trades. And in fact, I think you can even set up TradingView to trade for you through like the exchange menu and all that. But so a strategy is meant to actually enter trades and exit trades. And so the most basic setup for TradingView is to just set up a strategy and then have that strategy send an open and an exit. You can send that right to TradeLab, and we can follow those. You can get a lot more complicated and do a lot of multiple confirmations and stuff like that, but this is the most basic way. And so we're going to set up a very basic Johnny's bot strategy. So the first thing is we have long and short here, and we can see that they're going. So if I open up, and I'm doing this blind with everybody, so we're going to learn together here. So I'm going to open up an alert, and these are the steps that you would follow to try to figure out how you're going to set up your bot. So if I select this bot, I see that it doesn't have any condition. Like as soon as I select it, everything else goes away. Now for an indicator, it's going to have a lot of different options. For some strategies, it will have like an order fills only or an alert and order fills. And for some strategies, it'll have nothing. And in this case, I know what to do. So in the case that it has nothing, in the case that it has a drop down for order fills only or alert, select order fills only. Okay. In the case that it has this, we're already good. We're fine. All we got to do is, and actually I'm going to do it the long way. So knowing this, let's go over to TradingView and let's start setting up our strategy. Okay. So let's. I don't know what I was doing. Oh, I think I was editing. Let me make sure my dev tool is shut down. Okay. Alright, so if I come into strategies, we're going to make a new strategy for Johnny's bot.
This is the hard way.
I need to close out all my tabs because my computer's slow. I max out Chrome so bad, like Chrome gets so mad at me. And if you guys don't know, Spotify, Discord, all of those run on Electron.
Right.
They run on Electron, and they're actually web pages, but you don't know it. That's what I made with Stream Elixir. And if just a quick tip, if you keep Discord and Spotify and all those things running, they are running on the same process that Chrome is. So if you feel like your browser is being slow, it may be because you have a lot of tabs open, but it might also be because your Chrome your Discord and Spotify and everything else are running. That is also why Discord can sometimes be slow, because you have a lot of Chrome stuff open, right? So anyway, let's get back. So we're going to set up a new strategy.
So it's RAM intensive.
It's not even about RAM. It's literally about that Electron runs on Chromium, which is the same thing that Chrome runs on, and they're literally using the same processes. And so they're using the same pieces of memory. It's not that you're running out of memory. It's that they're trying to use the same, sections of memory, and there's not enough, space.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's the problem with Chrome and Chromium-based stuff, is that they all sort of use the same resources. Anyway, so let's go ahead and create a Johnny's bot. Johnny's bot. And this is going to be Johnny's bot live. I've actually created one already, so I'm going to make another one. And we're going to do this live. So first thing we're going to do is select our exchange, right? So you would figure out what exchange you want to trade on, and you would select your symbol. Not that one because it's only spot. You would select your symbol. And all of that sort of stuff. Those are weird symbols. Those are future symbols, if you don't know. So that's actually the date for the future.
So you can trade on Binance?
Yeah, you can trade on Binance. You can trade on Kucoin. You can trade on Phemex. You can trade on Bybit. And we also have FTX coming.
Silver Street, when did you discover TradingLab.ai?
Well, as long as it's a test, that's it, right? Yeah.
Silver Street, when did you discover TradingLab.ai?
About a month ago.
Cool. All right, so now what we're going to do is we got our symbol set up, we got our exchange set up. We might select our side, right? We might come in here and put our amount. These are all things that we should do. The other thing we'll want to do is press save. So now that we got it saved, you'll notice that a bar pops up, and now we can start editing our variables and our alerts. Because this is a brand new strategy, I had to save it first. So now that it's saved, let's go ahead and start setting up our alerts. So the first thing we got to sort of think about is we want this to send an alert when we enter and exit. To make sure that we don't have any collisions or any confusions, I always recommend sending a long exit alert and a short exit alert, and a long entry alert and a short entry alert. So to do that, normally we would have different alerts. So we would select 4 different alerts and we would create 4 different alerts like that. With this, with a bot like this, sometimes we can come into the settings and we can scroll down, and sometimes they might have like a alert section where you can fill in alerts. This one doesn't, and that's okay. So the way that we can set this up just manually raw is we want to use TradingView's strategy variables, their setup. Okay, so let's look up the TradingView variables, and actually somewhere in TradeLab there's a link to this. I should remember, but I'm not remembering right now. But so this is a link that I have, I think, in the education page, and it's a TradingView. You can just search TradingView variables. It looks like this. And this has a list of all the TradingView variables that are supported. And when I say TradingView variable, I mean, like, I would say close. And this would give me the number, the real number of the last bar close. I could also do open. I can also do time now. I can do exchange. I can do ticker. This is the one that we use a lot. We use ticker. And this is whatever symbol that you have selected in TradingView. So instead of having different alerts for every symbol, you can just say ticker, and you can have one alert, and it'll do it for every symbol, right? So that's great. So these are all the different variables. And down here, you can see whenever you have a TradingView that has backtesting, you know that's a strategy. So there's indicators and there's strategies, right? So if you're using an indicator, you can use all of these, no problem. If you're using a strategy, you can use these as well. But if you're using a strategy, you also have extra. Okay, so this is like the position size, the order action, which is buy or sell, right? The order contracts, how many contracts you were supposed to, the amount of the order, right? The price, the current price of it, the ID, which is not something you would really need, a comment, an alert message. I'll show you how to use that. Market position, long, short, or flat, all sorts of stuff. So that is stuff that is all built into TradingView strategies. So whenever you have a strategy, you can use those. And that's what we're going to use. So let me show you how to set that up. In the alert builder, I'm going to create a new template, and I'm going to create this new alert here, and I'm going to say This is, we're going to say this is an enter alert. Okay. And notice I'm not going to do long or short enter. We'll take care of that here in a second. So for the type, I am going to, and you know what? I haven't put this in yet, have I? Shame on Jake. Shame on Jake. I have not put this in. Okay. Watching this video later, you should be able to come into TV variable, come in here, and you will find strategy stuff in here. You will find the strategy action. You will find the contracts. You will find everything. I promise. It will be there. It is not there now, so what we can do, if you find anything that you cannot, find in here, you can type it in manually. Normally what this does, if I hit dynamic, so what I'm trying to do is I'm creating an alert. Okay, it's going to create a message for me, and all of these pieces of information down here are fields. So this is the name, this is a type, and for the type I want it to be, say, type buy signal. So we can see type buy signal, and that's great. Maybe I want it to be type sell signal. I would just type that in, right? Now what happens if I want this to be dynamic, which means I want TradingView to tell me if it's doing a buy or a sell. That strategy, it's going to send me a signal. I need to know if it's doing a buy or a sell. So I can check dynamic, and that's going to make it to where I can use a TradingView plot or a TradingView variable, right? I can also use a strategy variable from TradeLab as well. But these are different ways to make it dynamic, okay? So in this case, I could select TV variable, and normally I would find a strategy, action or strategy contracts in here, and I could select that. Because we don't have that right now, I can unselect dynamic. And you notice that when I select dynamic and I do this, you'll notice that it's creating special things. You see how it says interval right here? You see how it says exchange right here? So it's creating these special things. If I do plot name, it's going to get even more advanced, right? And this is why I'm doing it for you, so that you don't have to worry about it, right? So I generate that. But if you find something that you can't find, and I haven't done, please let me know. But then also, you don't have to wait for me. All you have to do, let's say I want to do strategy order action. Okay, this is going to tell me if it's a buy or a sell. Okay, so again, take a look at this TradingView page. It'll tell you all about this. So this is going to tell me buy or sell. So I'm going to come over here. Now look at me. I'm just going to paste this in. Okay, and that's the same thing. It's really the same thing. I was just doing it for you before, but if you have the knowledge to come in here and grab it, good for you, right? So there it is, strategy, order, action. It's surrounded by those special TradingView brackets, and that's what makes it a variable. So now this is going to be dynamic, even though I don't have dynamic set, right? So this is going to be replaced by TradingView, and it will say buy or sell. Okay, so that's what we want. We want this to say buy or sell for type. We also want our symbol to be dynamic, so we might use dynamic here, and it's going to say ticker. Okay, don't have to worry about that for symbol, so we're good there. Let's also take a look here. So we want to do a buy or a sell, and we want to know we want to know if it's long or short as well. So if we take a look here, we can see the market position, and that tells us if it's long or short. So I think that's what we're going to use. So if we take the market position, come back over here, we're going to say, we're going to call this, we'll just call it market position. I don't know. You can call it whatever you want. You really can. Doesn't matter to me. So if you then come into here, and we'll I don't have the strategy once again. Normally you'd find it in variables, but we'll paste it in here. So we got market position. So now this is going to tell me if it's a long or short, and this is going to tell me if it's a buy or sell. Together with that information, if you think about it for 1 second, that will tell me everything I need to know. If I'm long and I get a buy order, that means I'm entering. If I'm short and I get a buy order, that means I'm exiting. right? So that's all I really need to know. So I got a type and I got a market position. Okay, so that's what we're going to deal with there. And I'll show you how to use that here in a second. So we got that all set up. We don't really need to worry about anything else. We'll hit save. This alert message right here, this is what you need. So let's just go ahead and take it. No reason to make it more complicated. We'll go ahead and copy this. We click on it to copy it. Pop it over here. So let's go ahead and set up that alert. So we'll click on our add alert. We'll go to Johnny's bot. We'll replace the message with what we copied. And we can even type in, say, Johnny's bot to the name there. Our webhook URL, this is also really important. We need to copy our webhook URL. Just click on it and paste this into the webhook URL. Okay. And, pay attention to expiration time. You want this to be open-ended. If you can't, make it as long as possible, and always remember to update it. That's it. So we hit create, and now we have a new Johnny's bot alert. So we're good to go there. We only need one alert, so we'll just call this our only alert, and then we'll hit save. All right, so we have our only alert, and we have our webhook URL. What's that?
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
All right. So now we have our webhook URL. We have our message there. We can copy those if we need, but we're ready to go. We have our TradingView alert set up. So now let's go over to our edit screen, and we'll start creating our rules. So what we need to do is we need to set up an entry and an exit. And right now I haven't really decided what I'm going to do. So with TradeLab, there's two ways to build a strategy in terms of if you want to go long or short, right? So you can either create two strategies, long and short. And we do recommend that if you're going to do really hard swing trading, where you swing back and forth really fast. If you're going to do that, we recommend using two separate strategies and turning on hedge mode inside of your exchange. This makes sure that there's no conflicts or collisions, and that it's not trying to open something before it closes or anything like that. Most of the time, TradeLab, I have coded it to make sure that we always close before you open.
Oh shit, okay, I'm not in hedge mode. Should I be in hedge mode?
It might be a good idea, yeah. I always try to close before we open. However, that's only for a single alert. So if you have two separate alerts that's saying close and open, if sometimes TradeLab or TradingView might send the alerts out of order. Sometimes that happens. And if I get an enter before an exit, then you might have an issue, right? But if you turn on your hedge mode and you make them separate strategies, you won't have that issue. The other way to do it is to actually only use one strategy, so you don't have to double up on strategies, and we call these combo strategies. And really all that means is that you can actually trade long and short within one strategy. And the way that you would do that is using these rules, and you would set up alerts to flip-flop between long and short. And actually that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to set up a combo strategy and show you how to do long and short in one strategy.
So I have Bybit, and it's a little difficult to set up hedge mode, and
actually, all you don't have to worry about your exchange at all. All you have to do is go to go to settings, go to risk management, and check hedge mode, and I will take care of it for you. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, awesome. All right, thank you. Okay, good.
Yep, no worries. So we'll jump over to where we were, which was Johnny's bot live. There it is. I picked a colorful symbol. All right, so let's get back to our rules. So we want to enter and exit. We're going to make a combo strategy. So let's go ahead and do a long enter. All right. Now this long enter, we're going to create some conditions, and some actions. So the first condition we want is to make sure that we are talking about the right symbol. This is something that you'll often do because you can technically, if I'm making a strategy for Ethereum, you can technically send or rather listen to alerts for BTC on Ethereum, because we all know that BTC is the mother, right? And I could actually listen to BTC and react on my Ethereum strategy if I want to, right? So that's why we do want you to say, hey, I want to make sure that this rule only runs for the symbol that I'm doing. So I would select custom alerts if the custom alert is sent with a symbol that is equal to, and instead of typing in this symbol, what I can do is I can hit reference field, and then I can look for symbol, and it's the capital S symbol that matches this. This is symbol. I am going to make this better in the new builder, I promise. I know it's a little bit hokey with a lowercase and uppercase, but anyway, that's how you would do it. So you got custom alert symbol is equal to symbol with the reference field. Alright, so that's the first thing we're going to do. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to look to make sure our custom alert is of type, and we want this type to be buy. Now, how do I know that? I know that because our type is set up to our strategy order action. I did that a second ago, remember? And this says buy or sell. So that's how I know what it's going to be, right? From TradingView. And again, this is all TradingView. This is not our fault, I promise. This is all TradingView. So this is how it works. Yeah, no matter if you use TradeLab or anybody else, you're going to have to deal with TradingView. So this is how that works. All right, so let's go back. We got type buy, and that's for a long. Now, I want to make sure that we're doing an enter. Remember what I said. Sometimes a buy might be an exit for a short. So that's why we did market position, right? So we're going to do custom alerts. We're going to do market position. There it is. And again, I'm going to type in what I know to be true from TradingView, and it should be a long. Oh, that's previous, but market position. There we go. Long or short. Okay, and most people don't do flat orders. Flat orders are something different, and they're usually used in stocks and options and stuff. You do long or short. Okay, so we'll go over here. Do long. So I want to make sure that this is a long entry, which means that I want it to be a long buy.
Yo, Miles, you still there? You're around somewhere.
Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and place my order, and that's going to go ahead and kick this whole thing off. Okay, so now I have a long enter order, and it is set up for my TradingView strategy to kick off an order. So now if I want to do a short, I can just copy this, and now I have long enter and long enter copy, and I can change this to short enter. And I can change this here. I'll flip them so this is the one that we did before on the left side, and now I'm going to edit the right side, which is short enter. Okay, and this one I'm going to do sell. Come on, what are you doing? Whoa, what's going on? Okay, that's fine. Oh, my keyboard's dead. 1 second. I'm sitting here typing like, what happened? My keyboard died. I need new batteries on my keyboard. 1 second. I thought my website was broke. 1 second. Luckily, I got batteries on command. Okay. Alright, so should be good to go. Yeah. Alright. symbol. All right, sorry about that. So let's get back to here. So we want to turn this into sell. This is for the short enter, and we want to make sure that this is an enter for a sell, so that this would be short, right? So short sell, long buy. These are both entries, and we both want to place an order. Great. Now let's talk about the exit. If I want to exit, I'm going to get an exit alert that's pretty much going to be opposite of this. So instead of creating a new exit rule, which I could do here and fill this out, I can click this clone to exit rules. Boom, it's over there. Boom, it's over there. All right, so let's just go ahead and change these to exit and exit. All right, so now we got short and long exit. To make these true exits, we would say that this is a long and it sent a sell. Does that make sense? To exit, all right. And a short, it would send a buy to get out, right? So does that make sense to everybody? I think it would.
Yeah, you just have to change certain settings. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but what I'm saying is obviously a buy when it enters, sorry, a long when it enters, it does a buy, and when it closes, it does a sell.
Positive, negative. Yeah.
Right. Yep. All right. Perfect. So now that we have the long enter and long exit, and everything is set up, that's pretty much all we have to do to set up a very basic setup. Let's talk about a couple other things that we might want to add, such as take profits. Take profits and stop losses are super important. The first way that we could add these is if I wanted to come in here and say I want to place a 2% take profit and a 2% stop loss. Okay, and if I filled in my amount, because I haven't filled in an amount yet. Now it'll say that my estimated margin size is 50 at a reference price of $7 a coin. That gives me about 6 coins, almost 7 coins of CRV. And with a triggered profit of 2%, that's about a $1 profit. And a triggered loss of 2% is a $1 loss. Now this is 2% natural movement on the chart. This is not 2% of your profit or something like that. This is, Bitcoin moves 2% on the chart. That's what that means, right? So 2%. We could also say, hey, I want it to go up, $2, which is actually a 27% profit, because we're at a pretty low thing. But yeah, so we could do that as well. We could also say exact price. Say I want it to go to $9. Right? Then, well, actually, oops. So that's a bug. I gotta fix that. The exact price needs to be fixed with the triggered profit. But otherwise, it should usually say, your triggered profit there. And you can also do coin too. So say if I wanted to do like 2 CRV worth of profit. Maybe that's correct. I'm not sure. I have to double check that. Anyway, so we got percentage, USD coin, and USD exact price. The last thing we got is multiple. So if you were to use any of these and you were to set your take profit and your stop loss, this would set one take profit, one stop loss. And when it hits either of these, you will completely exit. It's a complete exit. Okay, so you would open, you would hit, and your stop loss, your take profit, it would completely exit, and your strategy would go back to looking for entry, and you would look for another trade. So this ends the trade. Now, if I don't want to end my trade, if I want to have multiple lines and I want to do some, funky stuff, then we can go into multiple down here. You see multiple. So if I click multiple, this is going to turn into a button. If I click the button, it pops up a new wizard that's going to walk us through creating take profits. So if I click take profit, I can say how many take profits do I want. Let's make 3 at a time. Okay, now if I'm going to make 3 take profits, how do I want to set them up? I'll probably just do a offset off of the entry price. So this is the same thing we just talked about, the percentage or the USD, an offset off the entry price. That's what that means. With this other option, this is a take profit amount. This would be if you want to say, hey, I want to make $35. I don't know where I need to place my take profit, Jake. I have no clue what you want me to do. I just know that I want to make $35. You figure out where to place the take profit. Give me $35, and that's what this is. And it's a much simpler way to do things. You do have to be careful about this because if you say, "Hey, I want to make $35 on the first line," and you take profit. So say I make $35 and I take some of my position away. Well, then if I want to say I want to make $35 again, on my second take profit line, it's actually going to be harder for me because I lowered the amount that I'm trading. So I have less money to make money with, if that makes sense. And that actually, what that actually does is this sets up an exponential take profit, if that makes sense to everybody. So this is an exponential take profit, and this is sort of like defining where you want them to be. Anyway, this was a requested feature from one of our long-term members, and so I put that in. We're also going to do a risk management. I want to talk to people about how they set up their lines for risk management, because there's a way to sort of define your stop loss and stuff just based on you saying I want to risk 2% of my amount and do it that way. So I'm gonna be implementing that soon as well. How do we want to space our lines? We can do like equally spaced. I'll show you how that works. And how do we want to take or add? Do we want to do same amounts or do we want to do different amounts for each? I'm doing 3 lines and I'm going to do different amounts for each. So I'll show you how that works. So let's say I have 3 lines and I want to place the lines. Now there was an option just a second ago to say all my lines are different and I can say 3 lines, boom, 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 right? But let's say I had like 10 lines and I don't want to type in all 10 lines. What if my lines are just 2, 4, 6, 8? 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, I could just say 2, and I can even leave this as 0, and it'll go 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay? Now, let's say I wanted to do like the first one was going to be 4. Okay? I wanted to start at 4, and then I wanted to go 4, 6, 8, 10. I can type this in at 4, and then I can type 2 as the offset. 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so that's how that works. Again, I can do USD relative. I can do all that stuff. I've been, doing this with percentage, so I'm going to continue with that. You can also do dynamic. You saw me earlier doing dynamic where I was using like a variable, or perhaps in here, perhaps I'm sending information that I want to use for my take profits. Perhaps my strategy has take profits that it has, and I can use a plot. I can go into the data view, and in here, oh hey, look, it has a long and a short. Let's go ahead and set that up. I'm going to set up the long and short. I'm going to finish setting this up. So let's just pretend that it's at 4 and a 2. So we're going to go 4, 6, 8, 10. And I'm going to say next. What do I want to do with my take profits? Do I want to add to my position like a DCA? No, I want to take a profit. So I'm going to take profit. How much do I want to take? I'm going to do, say, 10%. And the next one, maybe I do 30%. And the next one, I want to do a full close. So I'm going to do 100%. Now, you'll notice that it says percentage of position. There's also percentage of original amount. If I were to do, say, real quick, this will just be easy for everybody to understand. If I were to say 50 and 50, you would expect that if I do 50 and then take another 50, I don't even need this one. It should all be gone, right? But if you do percentage of position, this would be 50%. So now I have 50 left, right? But that 50 that's left now becomes 100. And now I do 50% of that 100. So really, I would have 25% left. Does that make sense? With a percentage of position. Okay, because it's compounding. So if I actually wanted to do what you and I both know is correct, which is percentage of original amount, 50 and 50, I couldn't even get to here. It'd be closed by the time I do 50 and 50, you understand? So here I could do 10 and I could do 30, and this is what you and I would understand as 10% of our position and 30% of what we've already put in, our original amount, right? Now, if I want to close it, you could say, oh, I've taken out 40, so I could come in here and do this and say 60, right? But if I do that, then sometimes some of this may not always fill correctly, and it can get kind of screwy, and you might leave money on the table, and you don't want to do that. So the best and smartest way to take care of this is to do percentage of position and do 100%. And that's a complete close. Complete close. I am going to add like a close option in here to make that easier. Just haven't done that yet. Anyway, so let's get back. Let's real quick. What type of order do you want to place? Limit. We can do a market or a limit. I'll do a limit here. And then what do I want to name this line? Take line. I'll just leave that as default. Press next. Boom, I got 3 take lines. So it took a long time because I was talking a lot, but it's really simple to set up your take lines. And we got a 2, 4, 6, and 8. And actually, I think I set this up. I gotta take a look at that. I think I put 4, 6, 8, 10. So maybe I got a bug there. I'll fix that. No problem there though. So let's go ahead and hit save. So that's a great way to explain how to do fixed take profits. What I just did is I created fixed take profits. I entered my numbers in and they're hard, right? So that's exactly what it's going to do. Now let's say that our strategy, which it turns out it does, I went into Johnny's bot and I said, hey, does this have a long and a short, and is it going to give me dynamic information? What I did is I came over to the right side, and this it's 2 down from the clock, from the alerts that we're familiar with. If you go 2 down from that, it's called the data window. If you click on that, this is a really useful tool where it shows all of your strategies, and inside of every strategy is plots. That's what TradingView calls them. They call them plots. And each plot is like a number. Okay? And so the idea here is that this strategy has already calculated what my long take profit should be. And it should be 41,000 something, right? So what I want to do is I want TradingView to send this number to TradeLab so I can automatically set my take profit. I don't even have to worry about it. Right? So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go back into TradeLab. We'll hop over to our alerts, and we're going to edit our alert so that TradingView can send this information to TradeLab. Excuse me, I got my alarm going off. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a new field. So right now we're sending 3 pieces of information, and you saw me using these 3 pieces of information in our rule earlier. You remember I used type and symbol and market position? So now we're going to add a 4th one. Okay, so we're going to hit add field. Okay, and this one we're going to name long TP. Okay, and I can put a space in here. It's no problem. I'm just a programmer, so sometimes I make things look funky. But you can type whatever you want. And I'm going to make this a number, because we know that looking by this is a number, right? And we might want to do math with it. You can only do math with numbers. So let's make sure that this is a number, okay? All right, so let's think about how we want to take this over from TradingView. We know we can do dynamic. If we check dynamic, we can use a TradingView plot. So a TradingView plot by name is the easiest way to do this. So if we check dynamic and we select TradingView plot name, okay, we'll go back over to here and check it out. These are all the names of the plots. It's exactly what is written right here. So it says long space TP. This is the name of this plot. So if I go back over here, long TP. And again, I'm doing all the work for you. So here it is. This is how you would normally create a plot in TradingView. And if we go back over to our rules or our TradingView thing, it even tells you how to do this, and it tells you, you know, it gives you several paragraphs to explain how to do this, right? And instead of having you learn that, I'm just going to have you type in long TP into this box, and I'll do it for you, okay? So that's all you need to know. You come back over here. This is your data view. You look at your plots. You find your plot, the name. You go over to the TV plot name, and you type in your name. And this is what connects TradingView data to TradeLab. Okay, and now this alert message is what's going to do it. I'm going to copy this, and now that I've changed this, it's very important that I copy this new message, and I go back to TradingView, and I'm now going to update my alert that I made earlier. Okay, now I might want to do the same thing for my I just did that for long TP. I might do the same thing for long SL. So it's kind of funny. They have long TP here, but they also have SL long. I don't know why they reverse them, but no problem. We can see that that's the name, so we can come into here and we'll create one more. I jumped ahead of myself. So we'll do long SL. And we could do short SL as well. I don't want to make this too long, so I'm just going to do our long TP and SL. But you would do the same thing for your short as well, right? You would make this a number, make it dynamic, and do TV plot name, just like we did before, right? And for this one, like I said, they kind of flipped it on us. It's going to be SL long. Okay, so SL long. So now we are completely matched over to TradingView. We're going to copy this one more time. Sorry, I jumped ahead of myself last time. We're going to update our alert. And now this information, or this alert, is going to send this information over to TradeLab. So we'll hit save. Okay, so the last thing we need to do, we have the information coming over to TradeLab. We already have our shorts and longs set up with our entry and exits. Okay, but the last thing we just did is we set up our TP and SL, and we want to use that, you know, for our TPSL. So what we can do is we can come into configure, and we actually are only being sent one line. You can see they don't give us like a take profit 1, 2, and 3, just one. So I'm just going to come in here and delete these other two real quick. And I'm just going to give you an example of how I'd set this up. So I'll hit edit. And this is going through the same steps that we saw before. Now, where do we want to place this line? Well, I want to place it at 41,034. That's where I want to place it. So all I got to do is hit dynamic, come into here, and if I say long TP, there it is. This is from my alert. There it is. So I just click that, and this is going to be USD exact price because it's the full price. It's not. I don't want 41,000%, right? I want exact price. Okay. So long TP USD exact price. Hit next. I want to take profit. Let's do 10%. That's fine. And limit. Or actually, you know what? They're only giving me one, so I should probably do 100%, you think? So do 100% of position and we'll close it. And we'll do limit and take line. And so now I have my take line here, and it's for long TP, and it's doing USD exactly. And we're going to do 100% when it's hit. Alright. And so that's how you set up dynamic take and stop lines. And that's how you set up a very basic open and close TradingView strategy. So we can hit save, and actually I'm going to name this the generic TradingView strategy. What's funny is this should actually be called the generic TradingView strategy because we call these strategies and they call them strategies. But
Like
it's fun.
too, but I'm organizing, so I'm just yeah, just show Silver Street the ropes. I'm You know, I'm doing some housekeeping too, so yeah, just keep on doing what you're doing.
All right, cool. Yep, and so that is, I'm gonna go ahead and share this for
Maybe,
everybody.
no.
And
You should record this whole thing and put it on your YouTubes too, man. But
yep, and I have been recording this entire time, so we'll go ahead
awesome.
and say hi to YouTube. All
Yeah,
Amazing.
and
right.
that's the thing, everything that he's explained. He actually does have like in specific YouTube tutorials. That definitely helped me a lot. I mean, like I had to see it a couple of times, but they are actually very helpful.
Yeah, and I did go through a lot of things that I've already gone in through a couple tutorials, but I wanted to make this a great experience here. So we have the generic, there it is right there, the generic TradingView strategy. And this is shared now, so you can go copy this. And if you want to set up Johnny's bot, or really any other TradingView strategy that you can find in indicators, if it runs a back test and it does long and short and entry and exit, I have literally in a couple minutes here, I know I was talking a long time, it's probably 20, 30 minutes, but it really didn't take me that long. I created a generic TradingView strategy for anybody to use. And I should have done that a long time ago, so I'm sorry. But there you go. I hope everybody enjoyed that, and I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Subscribe for more updates. Have a good day.